September 2025, a shocking crime rocks the United States. Conservative activist and Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk is assassinated while giving a speech at a university in Utah. A sniper's bullet ends his life in front of hundreds of witnesses, sparking chaos, outrage, and a global conversation. But who pulled the trigger and why? To understand the weight of this case, we must first look at the victim. Charlie Kirk was one of the most recognizable conservative figures in America. Born in 1993, Kirk rose to prominence at a young age, founding Turning Point USA when he was just 18. His organization quickly became one of the most influential political groups among American youth. Loved by his supporters and criticized by opponents, Kirk was no stranger to controversy. He was a frequent speaker at universities, known for his fiery debates and confrontational style. But on September 12, 2025, at Utah Valley State University, his career and his life came to a tragic end. The man accused of killing Kirk was Tyler Robinson, just 22 years old. Robinson was a student at the university, described by some classmates as quiet and introverted, but by others as increasingly radical in his views. Prosecutors allege that Robinson carefully planned the assassination. He purchased a high-powered rifle weeks before the event, practiced at a shooting range, and even studied Kirk's scheduled appearances. His motive, still debated, some believe it was politically driven. Others point to his troubled mental health and a history of online extremist activity. In the days leading up to the murder, Robinson reportedly made disturbing posts on social media, hinting at violence and anger political leaders, but few could have predicted he would take such a deadly step. It was supposed to be a typical campus event. Students filled the auditorium, eager some in excitement, others in protest to hear Charlie Kirk speak. The room was buzzing with energy. At around 7:40 p.m., Kirk was mid-speech, standing behind the podium, when a single shot rang out. The bullet struck him in the neck. Chaos erupted instantly. Students screamed, security rushed forward, and Kirk collapsed to the ground. Eyewitnesses described the scene as pure panic. Some thought it was fireworks or a prank until they saw Kirk bleeding. Security and paramedics tried desperately to save him, but within minutes, Charlie Kirk was pronounced dead. The shot had come from outside the building through a window fired by a sniper positioned in a nearby parking structure. It was an execution plan with chilling precision. Police locked down the entire campus within minutes. SWAT teams moved through buildings, searching for the shooter. Witness reports pointed officers toward the parking structure. There they found Tyler Robinson hiding near a rifle and a backpack full of ammunition. Forensic investigators quickly recovered DNA from the rifle grip and fingerprints from the scope. A search of Robinson's apartment revealed notes detailing Kirk's schedule, diagrams of the campus, and online searches about assassination tactics. Authorities confirmed it wasn't random. This was a premeditated act of murder. By the next morning, Robinson was formally arrested and charged with first-degree murder, use of a firearm in a violent crime, and domestic terrorism under federal law. Prosecutors vowed to seek the maximum penalty. As the case heads to court, the legal battle promises to be explosive. Prosecutors argue that Robinson committed a political assassination carefully planned and executed with intent to kill. They are expected to pursue the death penalty or life without parole. The defense, meanwhile, is preparing to argue mental illness, suggesting Robinson was not fully aware of his actions. His lawyers claim he had a history of psychiatric problems and may have been influenced by extremist groups online. The courtroom will likely become a stage for larger debates about political violence, free speech radicalization, and the growing trend of ideological attacks in America. The murder of Charlie Kirk has sent shockwaves through the nation. His supporters mourn him as a martyr for free speech and conservatism. Political leaders across the spectrum condemned the assassination, warning about the dangers of political extremism. Universities across the country have tightened security for public events. Discussions about gun control, campus safety, and the rise of radicalized youth have reignited. For the conservative movement, Kirk's death is both a devastating loss and a rallying cry. Memorials have been held nationwide, with thousands gathering to honor his memory. As for Tyler Robinson, he now sits in a Utah jail cell awaiting trial. The outcome will determine not only his fate, but may set legal precedent for how politically motivated violence is prosecuted in the future. Charlie Kirk's assassination is more than just a crime. It is a chilling reminder of how words, politics, and anger can spiral into violence. In the end, a young man lost his life to a bullet, and another may spend the rest of his life behind bars or face execution. The nation continues to ask, why did it happen? Could it have been stopped? And what does it mean for America's future? One thing is certain, the murder of Charlie Kirk will not be forgotten.